Hi, first graders, it's Mrs. Gady, and I'm going to read you a book today about some silly cats and a sailor man. So get ready, especially for all you cat lovers out there. Here we go. It's called Old Robert and the Sea Silly Cats, and it was written by Barbara Juice and illustrated by Jan Jute. Once there was a ship-shaped man who had everything he needed, nothing more, nothing less. Old Robert and the Sea Silly Cats. Each day, old Robert sailed the salty sea. Each night, he docked his boat. Old Robert would not sail at night. There was scarce light. So, he prepared his supper of toast and buttered milk and counted the regular things in their regular place. Clean socks, a clock, my ship in the slip at the dock, one dish, one spoon, a slice of the silver moon. Old Robert gazed at the moon. He was silent. One evening there came a sound much like the wind. But it wasn't the wind. It was a cat dancing. The cat spun round in a pale pink dress, light as a whisper, soft as a secret. Old Robert began to smile. Then the cat asked politely, "May I come in?" Old Robert thought not. There was no room in the trim little boat for a cat to live. And that's that. And yet, old Robert said yes. And the cat came in. Old Robert prepared toast and buttered milk for two, then went to bed and gazed at the moon. It was bigger. As he drifted off to sleep, he counted the regular things in their regular place. Clean socks, a clock, my ship in the slip at the dock, one dish, one spoon, a wedge of the silver moon, and a cat in a wee little hammock. The next night, as the cat danced round, there came a sound much like a foghorn. Ooh. But it wasn't a foghorn. It was another cat singing. The cat strummed a ukulele and sang a story of courage. He sung the story of love. Then the cat asked, "May I come in?" Old Robert thought not. There was no room in the trim little boat for two cats to live. And that's that. And yet, old Robert said yes. And the cat came in. Old Robert prepared toast and buttered milk for three, then went to bed and gazed at the moon. It was bigger still. As he drifted off to sleep, old Robert counted the regular things in their regular place. Clean socks, a clock, my ship in the slip at the dock, one dish, one spoon, a chunk of the silver moon, and two cats in wee little hammocks. Old Robert laughed, and even before... I think I skipped a page. The next night, as the cats danced and sang, there came a sound much like the waves. Lap smack, lap smack. But it wasn't the waves. It was yet another cat, juggling clackety spoons and catching them neat on his ears, nose, and cheeks and tail. Ta-da! Old Robert laughed, and even before the cat asked, old Robert said, yes. And the cat came in. Old Robert prepared toast and buttered milk for four and gazed at the moon. It was filling with gold. As he drifted off to sleep, old Robert counted the regular things in their regular place. Clean socks, a clock, my ship in the slip at the dock, one dish, one spoon, half of the golden moon, and three cats in wee little hammocks. The next night, as his darling cat sang and danced and juggled, old Robert clapped for joy. What a merry din! Still, the softest sound came through. Meow. Old Robert didn't wonder, and neither did the cats. There was one more cat on the dock. But this cat was just a cat, a scrawny cat with ears too big and neck too long, who didn't dance or sing or juggle. It just sat, looking at old Robert. Old Robert scooped her up, this smallest cat with sea green eyes, who didn't do a single thing. He took her in and prepared toast and buttered milk for five. Afterward, he shook his head. There wasn't room for one more hammock, and so old Robert cradled her upon his chest. The moon filled up, then spilled across the sky and sprinkled down upon the waves, winking at old Robert. Go! Old Robert did not sail at night, and yet, tonight seemed right. And so it was. Old Robert sailed away at night by the light of the golden moon, with three cats in wee little hammocks, and one there upon his chest. The end. I like that book because it makes me feel pretty warm and cozy inside, thinking of all those cats getting a nice home inside that boat with old Robert. What about you? Bye, first graders.